So I am Amy Mathewson.
And I'm Ashley Johnson.
And we are here with Girl Talk.
We want to kind of make a difference in people's lives and make you be the best person you can be and kind of encourage that in your life.
We're just talking about Girl Talk, just our daily life and what we have found works for us.
Yes.
Hey girlfriends, welcome to Girl Talk. I have a guest in the studio this week. We have Courtney with us, and her username on Instagram and Facebook is TheWanderingWildflower. Mm-hmm. You have to go look that up because she has the cutest, most fun business, and it's just so her personality. She's a florist, she's a young woman, and she's going to share her passion to us today, especially working with and encouraging women to start their own business and to not be afraid. So we're going to dig into that a little bit today too. But first, let's start with who are you, Courtney? So introduce yourself to the Girl Talk community.
So as Amy said, I am Courtney Zandstra from The Wandering Wildflower, and I started this business 3 years ago and I love it very much. I'm sure you'll see me around. We do markets in Valpo, all the way to Chicago, to Crown Point. We are located in Crete, Illinois, though.
Yeah.
That's where my greenhouse is and our flower field.
Yeah, so I met Courtney. We went to a flower shop. What do you call that? A class, right?
A class,
like a class, yeah. At Ash and Aspen, which is another really cute business that you have to check out too, in Chesterton. And so we had a girls' night out, and we went and put together these bouquets, and that's how I got to meet Courtney. And I went and followed her on Instagram right away and was blown away because, I mean, there's some people that are like, oh, they can put some flowers together, but no, this girl has a business.
Thank
and
you.
I was so inspired because, of course, I am a realtor, so I run my own business too. So it just was like, oh my goodness, it's so fun to see another girl doing it and accomplishing big things.
Yes.
So she does little classes. Like, you have something coming up with
So what I do, especially during the winter time, because June through November is our market season, where we will run 5 to 7 markets a week. So that's very, very busy.
And when you say run, that means, so she's got these little campers. They're so cute.
I have one ice cream trailer that we turned into a flower truck. And then this winter, we bought a paddy wagon, and we're turning it into the second flower truck.
That is so cute.
Yes. That is what we take to farmers markets, and that is how we sell the flowers out of the trailer and out of the paddy wagon.
And they're your flowers, am I right? That you guys grow, some of them?
We do half and half.
Okay.
We grow, my parents have an acre next to our house, which is where we have our greenhouse, and then we have a flower you pick field. So we take those flowers and we go to market. But then for weddings, and also if we need to add to the market, I have an account at Kennecott Brothers. It's in Elsett, Illinois.
Okay.
And then you can go and pick up flowers there too.
Gotcha.
So that way you can keep the business going year round.
Yeah.
So then in our off season, which is like December through kind of like April, it's a little bit slower for us. That's when we get to do fun classes, and we can host them like we do at Ash and Aspen.
Yeah.
And then we also can do it in our greenhouse. So that way you could book a party with 10, 15 of your girlfriends, come out to us, and we can make a flower arrangement, or you could do a spring or Christmas wreath or anything like that.
Yeah, I keep saying I need to do that. That would be so much fun. Mm-hmm. But you also did like a mom and me class.
Yeah, so we do mom and me classes. I do those in the summer too. Like we do like little tea parties.
In your greenhouse, right?
Yes, in the greenhouse.
You have so many creative ideas. It has just made this so fun.
It's funny because when I lay in bed at night, sometimes I wish my brain would turn off.
I'm sure.
But like right when I go to bed, I'll be laying there. I'm like, oh, I have an idea for this. And I like write it down.
Yeah, write it down. Don't forget it. Mm-hmm. Oh, that is awesome.
And then it's fun though because my business is I'm a creative person. That's my outlet.
Yes.
And I can create anything flower-wise and events. I'm a people person.
Yeah.
So I get the best of both worlds in my business.
Yeah.
So I get to be creating, I get to be with my flowers, and I get to be meeting so many cool new people.
Yeah, and I would say you're definitely a people person. And when we do these classes with Courtney, it has been so much fun because I am not the creative one in my family. My mom and my sister, they are so creative. And then I look at what I'm doing and I'm like, oh my goodness. Compared to theirs, it's not good. But Courtney is always so sweet. Like, she just instructs you how to cut the flowers and how to to put them in, but she's never like breathing over your neck, telling you did it wrong. She's just so supportive and friendly and literally just fun.
My favorite thing about the class is what I try to do is everybody will get their own bundle of flowers.
Yeah.
Or sometimes I'll have everybody pick out and we'll have different colors. But I teach, I instruct, I give advice. But it's really cool to see everybody add their own little something to it.
Yeah,
and
you let them be
look
creative.
Around the room, and everybody's a little bit different.
Yes.
Because everybody has a little bit of a different thought process, how they create, how they want to put something together.
Yeah.
So when everybody comes together and takes that picture, it's so cool because for me, I can be like, oh, I helped them.
Yes.
But everybody kind of got to do what they wanted to make.
Oh, yeah.
So it's kind of fun.
Yeah, because I walk out of there thinking like, oh my goodness, I just created this beautiful masterpiece.
Yes.
So tell me a little bit about how you got into this. Like, talk to me about that.
I'll go all the way to the beginning.
Yes.
So when I was growing up, my grandma had greenhouses.
Okay.
She had 8 greenhouses, and she grew flowers. I think it was on like 2 or 3 acres. They lived in Chicago Heights. And so growing up, we spent every Saturday at the farm, like working, helping grandma. They got ready for markets, and when I was 15, she passed away. And my dad, I remember him saying, "Courtney, do you want any of this stuff? Like, do you want any of the greenhouses or anything?" And I said, "No, I'm never gonna do that because grandma worked way too hard."
Oh, wow.
And then, the next summer, my dad goes, "Courtney, you need a job." That's how it was at our house. You're going to go get a job.
And you were how old now?
I was 16.
16, okay.
Yeah, so it was a year later. I was 16. And he's like, "What do you want to do?" "Oh, I want to work with animals," which he's like, "Okay, realistically, like what?" And he went and got me a job at a greenhouse right down the street. It's called Big John's.
Okay.
Wonderful, wonderful family. I learned so much there, and I kind of fell in love with it. They had me like doing all the restock there, so like when flowers needed to be restocked, I would do that. And this was more of a nursery than in greenhouses. They didn't do any fresh flowers.
Okay.
And then I helped with custom planting.
Oh, wow.
Yes. So that's where like I got to meet all the people.
Yeah.
And when it came to my senior year, I worked there all through high school. I remember my dad, everybody's like, "What do you want to do with your life? What do you want to do with your life?" And I would just cry and cry and cry.
So much pressure.
Because as an 18-year-old kid, you're supposed to decide what you want to do with your whole life. And college is a wonderful thing, and I've seen so many of my friends go, and they become nurses and teachers, and I am so proud of them, but it was not for me.
Yeah.
I did not love school. I struggled with it a little bit, and I always, whenever I would talk to my dad, I'd be like, "I want to start this," or "I want to do this." And so when it came to graduating, Big John's offered me a full-time job.
Okay.
So I worked there full-time. So that would be I graduated in May. Worked the whole summer. That fall, I went to Nashville with a couple of my girlfriends.
Still not knowing what to do, where to go to college.
Still not knowing what to do. Still being, because I thought about going for special education because I do love kids.
Yeah.
So I thought about doing that, but I had nothing pulled at my heart, And we were walking down the streets of Nashville, and I saw this flower truck called Amelia's Flowers. And I was like, this is what I want to do with my life. I took 1,000 pictures, and I came home after that trip, and I told my parents, I said, "This is what I want to do with my life. This is exactly it." And my dad said, "Well, girl, let's do it." So from that point, and a year later, then I started my business. So I still worked that full year at Big John's.
Okay.
We spent the year, to start a business, it's a lot of planning.
Yes.
And I was still young, and my dad's like, "You're not quite ready yet." I still had fun going out with my friends and doing this and that. And owning a business, you don't really have as much of a social life.
Right.
And you kind of have to be ready to give that up.
Yeah.
So I worked there that full year, and then I believe I turned 21, and then I started my business.
Wow.
Yes. So I was 21 that fall.
And how do you just start? I'm sure there was a lot of planning that went into that.
I'm a winger. I
Okay.
kind of will wing it. And we found this ice cream truck up in Michigan, or ice cream trailer. We went up there, and I said, "Yep, this is it." Took it home, and then when I had quit my job, it was November. And markets don't start till May. So that winter was a lot of planning. I gutted the whole thing. We gutted it. We painted it. We made it into the vision I had for it.
Yeah.
And then
which you can see all of this on her Instagram page.
Yes. Yeah.
And you can even see, was it Amelia's? You said Amelia's flowers from Nashville?
Yes.
You have a picture of that too, right?
Yes.
Okay, because I think I remember seeing that.
The very first picture, I believe, on my Instagram is like me by the Amelia's truck.
Yeah.
Yes.
And if you just go look through her Instagram page, it's not that far down. It didn't take like hours to scroll through the feed, but it is so cool.
I try not to overpost.
But you do such a good job.
Thank
You could post all day long, and I would like love it. It's beautiful.
Yeah, so that's how I started that.
Okay.
And then it was amazing, honestly. I don't really know what I envisioned when I started this. I just kind of was like, I'm going to just drive around this little flower cart and go to markets. And that's what I did. And I have been so blessed. Like, it's been an answer to so many prayers.
Yeah, I love the way you said that, an answer to prayers, because as I mentioned to Courtney even before we started this, is like, this is her. When you go look at it, like, this is her personality. It's like, this is what she was meant to do.
I just spent so much, I still pray a lot, but I just like on my hands and knees, like, Lord, show me the way.
That's amazing.
You know,
yeah.
Like, where am I supposed to go with my life? You know,
Yeah.
like, what is my calling? And so starting this and doing this has just been such an answer to so many prayers.
I have goosebumps.
It's
That's
just
so
been
good.
so awesome, and just like the people you meet.
Yeah.
It's so cool.
Okay, let's talk about the people for a minute.
Yeah.
Because you said you have 30 weddings coming up this season, right?
Like,
which is that the most you've
last
done?
year we did 26.
Okay, so 30
right
is the
up
most.
behind it. Mm-hmm.
Have you dealt with a bridezilla yet?
Yeah. Yes, and I do.
Oh, no.
I do love all my brides.
Yes.
I do. I'm not a high maintenance person. I'm a make a decision, do it, move on.
Yeah.
Like, that's how I am. Put it in the and I have some girls that change their mind a lot.
Yes.
Which you try to be as accommodating as possible.
Yeah.
But sometimes I'm just like.
Yeah.
But the whole emailing thing is a weak point for me. So this past year, actually, one of my best friends, she has started helping me.
Yeah.
So together, she always answers all the emails, and I'm always informed on what's going on. But she's able to handle a lot of that, which has been such a blessing, because you have to know in life your weak points
This
and
is
your
so
strong
funny.
points.
I literally have that written down here.
And
yes.
that is a weak point of mine. I am not.
So don't focus on it.
Yes. So, and I would spend so much time emailing people, and I would get crabby.
It's stressed.
And I'm not a crabby person.
Yeah.
And I was like, Mom, I need somebody to help me do this.
Yeah.
And Jaden has just been such another blessing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think, because I was going to say, like, let's give them some tips if you're out there, whether you're a high school student, a senior maybe, and you just, like, the end of the school year is coming and you're stressed out about it. What do you do? Where do you go?
I talk to, like, a lot of kids from, my brother's a senior now.
Okay.
So, like, at his basketball games, I talk to his friends.
Yeah.
And he's in the same boat.
Yeah.
You know? And I remember putting so much pressure on myself. And try not to put so much pressure on it. I always sit down and I'm like, what do you love to do?
Yes, that's exactly what I have.
I'm like,
write down what you enjoy doing.
What do you love to do?
Yes.
If I would have sat there my senior year, I love being outside. I love planting. I love creating. I love people.
Yeah.
That's what I love. So I knew that wherever my path was going to be, it was going to be with creating something with people.
Yes.
You know, I knew that. And it is not a bad thing if you don't go to school, to college. Like, you can go to college, and you can go for a semester, you can go for a year, and you can be like, this is not for me. Or some people go, and they love it, and they want to keep going, you know?
Yeah. Or you change your mind. You go for one thing, and then find out you don't like it, try something else.
You need to find what works for you.
Yeah.
So I always try something I believe you need to be is don't be so judgmental, too, on people.
Yes.
Because that's something I really struggled with. Like, I always was like, Dad, what are people going to think?
Oh, yeah.
You know? And I was like, I didn't want so many people to be like, oh, what is she doing with her life? Or
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, it doesn't matter.
Right.
Because the people that support you are there for you.
And
you know?
why do we think that a high school senior should have their whole life figured out?
And that's what I said. I said, who's making an 18-year-old kid figure out their life?
Right. That's, very stressful.
Yes.
But that's so funny. Like, a couple points I wrote down to, like, help anyone try to figure out if they should start their own business. One is write down what you enjoy doing.
Yes.
And then 2, go back and look at those points and see if you could see a business there. You know, see is there a need in the market space? Where could I use this?
And definitely, I would say, like, when starting a business, don't be afraid to think outside the box.
Yeah.
Like, what do people like?
Mm-hmm.
You know, what will make you a little bit different from everybody else?
Right.
And you have to be passionate about it because running a business is really, really, really hard work.
Yeah.
And you gotta love it.
Mm-hmm.
Because do I want to wake up all summer long at 4 a.m., go to market, get home, prep wedding flowers, be up till 10:30? No, sometimes I don't want to be doing that.
There's the not so glamorous side too. Yeah.
But you know what? At the end of the week, on Sunday, is like we always go to church together as a family. You look back at your week and it's just like, wow, I worked really, really hard last week.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like, it's an accomplishment. It's like, look at everything I did. We did all these markets. We got the wedding and everything.
Yeah.
Everything went well. And
Right.
it feels good to be like, wow, I did that. You know? And then do it again the next week.
Right.
Yep.
And I love, too, how you said, like, the emailing wasn't your part that you
Yes.
enjoyed. Because everyone's different. So some people don't like the social media part, which
Right.
I think you excel on. Fabulous.
Thank you.
And then some people don't, you know, maybe they don't like the social media part. Don't be afraid to hire someone to do that.
Yes.
You don't have to, just because it's your business doesn't mean you have to control every area.
And that's something I very quickly learned. My first year, I was so busy, and my dad was like, Courtney, you need help.
Yeah.
No, I can do this all. No, I can do this all. And so halfway through the summer, he's like, I found somebody to help you make bouquets for market. And I was like, no. He's like, give her a call. I'm sick of you working every night, late at night. Like, this isn't good for you.
Yeah.
So finally, one night, it was like midnight, I was like, I need to call her. I need to call her.
Yeah.
And she's actually been a huge blessing. Her name is Marilyn Helmus, and she's in her 60s, and she ran her own flower shop
Oh, my
for
goodness.
like years and years and years.
Yeah.
And so she has taught me so much from like back in the day.
Sure.
And I've showed her some of my new tricks, and
Yeah.
so we just work together really well.
And you can't really grow your business until you grow your team, too.
Yes.
You know?
Yes. So this summer, too, we hired a couple more girls.
Yeah.
And I definitely look for certain, like, personality.
That's good.
Just because
They have to blend
I think
and mix.
I am pretty bubbly. And something that I love is all my customers say, whether it's me behind the trailer selling flowers, or if it's another one of my girls is Riley, or if it's my parents,
Yeah.
they get the same customer service. They're greeted with that big smile.
Yeah.
They're greeted with, how is your day? And we get to know them to the point of,
Right.
how are your kids? How is your dog? And so
And
it's
that's
awesome
your brand. That's
to
what
have
The
that
Wandering Wildflower
relationship
is.
with
Yeah.
those people. And I love it.
Yeah.
Like, I want people to be like, oh, look, there's the flower girl. And
Yeah.
like, we get our weekly flowers.
And not like, oh, wait, who's working the truck today?
Yes,
yeah.
yes.
That's awesome. I love that.
Uh-huh. So we have, like, in my family, definitely make it a point that one of us is running the markets. Just
Okay.
because people are getting to know me. They're getting to know my parents because my mom and dad helped me out a lot with them. So it's just really cool that they get
Yeah.
to know.
Oh, yeah.
Us.
So do you have like a big vision of where you see this going, or you're just kind of running with it?
I am definitely a running with it.
Yeah.
I actually have a farm in Lowell, Indiana that I purchased last November.
Okay.
And I have a little bit over 6 acres. So I would love to be able to host like my own markets.
Oh, wow.
That's kind of I would like to have people come to me.
Yeah.
And I have a dairy barn that I would like to turn into an event space.
Oh, my goodness.
So that is
the ultimate
the
right now.
ultimate.
Yes.
It might take me years and years and years to get there.
Yeah.
But that is kind of like the big dream.
Wow.
And keep on rocking it out with flowers. I love
Yeah.
going to market. I love seeing all my local people. I really would love to push the flower you pick and have like a flower stand all summer.
Yeah.
So this summer we're probably going to put up, we always do the you pick field, and we're probably going to have like a self-serve stand too all week long.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
And that's where, in Crete, Illinois?
That's in Crete.
Okay.
So we're like, you drive 5 minutes and you're in Indiana. So we're right on the border.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Wow, this is so exciting. Do you have any
Yeah.
other final words to leave with the Girl Talk community here?
All I have to say is don't be afraid to follow your dream.
Yeah.
And
I
to go
love
for
that.
it. Yes.
I love that. And don't be afraid to dream.
Yeah. And no dreams are too big.
No.
No.
Oh, that's great. All right, I have one final question for you, Courtney.
Yes.
If you could leave the whole world this one statement, what would you want to be known for? Like, what is one sentence that you would want everyone to hear?
I would actually go with my business, like, little logo.
Yeah.
We have the Wandering Wildflower, and on the back it says, "Among the roses be a wildflower."
Oh my goodness.
And I feel like that's me.
Yeah.
Just always a little bit different.
Yeah.
And so don't be afraid to be a little bit different.
I love that.
Yes.
You, wow, you guys have to go look her up, go give her a follow, and support her because I want to see that big barn turned into an event space because that's going to be gorgeous. But just from like a business perspective, you have like blown it out of the park because like
Thank
you
you.
have taken your personality into your business, into that
Yes.
saying, into everything, and it's just beautiful.
I've tried
So,
to put myself through all of it.
You have.
You know?
You have done that, and I know you've got great success ahead. So
Thank
you
you.
so much for
This
coming
was
to us
so
today.
fun.
It was a lot of fun
Yes.
having you. I know the Girl Talk community has enjoyed this, and you have encouraged them and blessed them. And to you all, we'll catch you next time on the next podcast. So I am Amy Mathewson,
And I'm Ashley Johnson.
and we are here with Girl Talk.
We want to kind of make a difference in people's lives and make you be the best person you can be and kind of encourage that in your life.
We're just talking about Girl Talk, just our daily life and what we have found works for us.
Yes.